I know that you were very politically correct last time I asked you about Lynn, but come on, just give it to him tonight, just once.
Well, I'm just a little disappointed because really what we worked on the whole week was um, the samba and the character of the samba. And I did have a really hard time with it, and I came a long way from where I was at the beginning of the week. But um, it's hard when you work and like give everything, and it's not quite enough. But I have to accept that it wasn't quite enough, and so. Next week it's a little bit back to the drawing board, and we want to push our limit. But obviously this week we pushed a little bit too far and ended up injured.
Well, first, before I ask you about your head, Max, I asked Max about Lynn.
Yes.
He said Lynn's jealous.
Lynn's
Lynn,
jealous.
yes, he said Lynn. Max said Lynn was jealous of his pets.
Well,
Maybe Lynn is jealous of
no, I don't think he is.
your ice skating ability.
I think Len is the expert, and we're training all week, and we want feedback from him, and maybe not as harsh as what we got, but we do want constructive criticism because that helps us for the next week. So, we'll pick the really constructive things out of what he said and really work on them.
Yeah, but honestly, everybody would be jealous of Max's pecs, so you can't even blame Len, really. I mean, hello.
Let's talk about the big news. You actually had to go to the hospital because of your concussion. When you hit your head, did you immediately know something was wrong?
No, I felt a little disoriented, but I was going to try and get up and finish training because, our schedule is so tight that we have limited time to train. We can't take an hour-long break. We have to train from set time to set time. And I started to feel a little nauseous, and I thought I better go get checked out because I've had serious concussions on the ice before, and I didn't want it to be something.
This isn't your first concussion.
No, I've had this before, and I didn't want it to be something even more serious than it had to be. So I wanted to make sure I was safe, and I had to skate that night, so I wanted to make sure I was okay to skate and fly.
Okay, where exactly did you hit your head? Was it?
I hit it here on the back, and I sort of kinked my neck. So my neck is sore, and my head, it's not that bad. I was able to dance still, and I felt fine. Everyone around me kept telling me I was disoriented yesterday and today, but I feel fine.
Was he disoriented?
I think he was also, maybe a little bit, but he was also very tired from our traveling, and just his schedule is crazy. I mean, he literally has to sacrifice sleep for training for this, so.
But did you know he was injured a little bit worse than he thought he was injured?
Not really, because I'm not in his head. I could only tell he had to sit down, and he was like, okay, I need to go to hospital. But knowing Evan, he's not just gonna go, oh, I'm hurt. No, he's if it's serious, he's gonna address it, and if it's a little thing, he knows his body. He's been hurt before many times, I'm sure, growing up, and he's a serious athlete. He knows when he's hurt, and he knows when he needs to address it. So we were like, okay, we're going to hospital. Let's make a package out of it.
Yeah. Let's have the cameras follow you to the hospital. That must have been fun, right?
They like, when I hit my head, I was bleeding out of my mouth as I bit my tongue. And they're like, can we get a quick, like, they call them like OTF, like an on-the-fly interview. And I was like, okay. So they sat me. That was like what they used in my package. I was just like, I think I just hit my head, and we're going to go to the hospital.